The university and Parker's Dining have changed how student organizations will be allowed to have food at their events.
And we have details on the university's annual tree lighting event.
And it's going to be cold as you head home for Thanksgiving break.
We have that and more. This edition of 15 News at 5 starts right now. Thank you for joining us on 15 News at 5. I'm Daniel Murphy.
And I'm Alexa Minton.
Starting with the 2022 to 2023 school year, Parker's Dining will be the sole provider of food to student organizations on campus. Parker's Dining has partnered with Valparaiso University since 2019 and is meant to focus on providing fresh-made food from scratch for the Founders Table. This partnership has expanded to include providing food to all events on campus currently. Currently, student organizations are allowed to submit a release form so that they can serve food from any vendor that is not Parker's. Next school year, this waiver will be amended to prohibit the use of all food that is not provided by Parker's unless the food or vendor provides an experience that Parker's Dining believes that they cannot provide. Still, if an organization is planning on catered event, they are required to work with Parker's first to see if they can fulfill the needs of the organization. Working with Parker's will come with a cost. A catered event must come from Parker's no frills menu. If the price exceeds an organization's budget, said organization is encouraged to work with Parker's on what can be done within their budget. Food that is donated will also be allowed to be served as long as a waiver is signed and approved by Parker's. So we can all expect Founders Food to extend into our clubs, organizations, and meetings in the fall of 2022.
Well, the temperature is dropping in Valpo, which means the chestnuts are popping. The Christmas spirit is spreading all across campus, bringing back some of the student favorite events. While most students are wanting to shout "Bah humbug" thanks to exams, events such as the tree lighting and Christmas Vespers are coming to bring cheer to all this December. The tree lighting happens every year, allowing students to celebrate Christmas in a festive event, which students can visit Santa, enjoy a photo booth, hot chocolate, and cookies, and then they can catch fireworks and sing their favorite Christmas carols as they watch the Christmas spirit brighten up the sky. The tree lighting is on Tuesday, November 30th, 4 to 7 p.m. On Tuesday, November 30th at 7 p.m. at the Chapel of the Resurrection, a holiday concert called Jewel Fest featuring the Valparaiso community and university bands, plus the Loose Concert Band will play festive tunes for all to hear. A festive Christmas Vespers, a Valpo tradition, will occur on Friday, December 3rd at 7:30 p.m. and Saturday, December 4th at 5 p.m., bringing students a night of music by the Chamber Concert Band, Chorale, Handbells, Cantori, and Symphonia Orchestra. Students will be spreading Christmas cheer to all those in attendance. Finally, Tuba Christmas will be on Sunday, December 5th at 3 p.m. in the Chapel of the Resurrection. Enjoy holiday music played by low brass instruments. There's plenty of ways to celebrate the holiday season here at Valpo. For more info about admission and location on all these events mentioned, check out Valpo's website.
The Higher Education Relief Fund became effective for students across the country, including Valpo students, after the pandemic wreaked havoc on people's financial status. This fund allows students to be able to focus on their grades while also managing their finances at the same time. Not only does it provide a relief for students, but also for families, because the program helps students obtain additional funds and helps relieve a burden off their families. This is a grant that all students should apply for, and if you don't apply for it, you are simply giving away money, expressed a senior, Adam Triolo. Any college students can apply for the fund, and the money that they are granted automatically depends on their financial status and their FAFSA forms on record. I believe this fund has served other universities as well, and there has been a variety of different relief funds that students can apply for. We pay extremely high tuition here, and every dollar helps, said Triolo. Students should have gotten an email about the relief fund and helped address the steps that were needed to apply for the fund. If students have any questions, they can reach out to the Office of Financial Aid
It's Winter Weather Preparedness Week, and that means that the National Weather Service has tips for how to approach the coming winter. First, it is good to know that the different warnings and advisories mean. A winter weather advisory means that minor winter impacts will occur. A winter storm watch means that major impacts may occur, and a winter storm warning means that major impacts will occur. A blizzard warning means that severe winter weather will happen over the next day, and a travel is strongly advised against. When weather conditions are rough, do not travel if you do not need to. If you do not have to go outside, make sure you dress in layers to stay warm, as the colder it is, the easier it will be to get frostbite and hypothermia. Keep a blanket or two in your car in case you get stuck somewhere when driving, and keep a couple bottles of water and non-perishable food in the car in case you're stuck somewhere for a long period of time. It is also a good idea to keep a shovel or trowel or kitty litter in your car, as they can help dig the car out or provide traction if you get stuck. And always try your best to keep gas in your car topped off, or try to at least have more than half a tank of gas in your car. More information and tips can be found on the National Weather Service website and on Twitter at most of the National Weather Service Twitter pages.
This week's poll is out. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food? Turkey, mashed potatoes, pumpkin pie, or bread rolls? You head on over to our Twitter page after the broadcast to cast your vote. We have 15 weather Kolton Woods in the studio. So Kolton, will we be getting any more snow soon?
Yeah, Daniel. In fact, it's actually snowing right now in Valpo. You can see on the current radar, we have a little bit of snow flurries here in Valparaiso, but most of it is in West Michigan. And our temperatures currently, you can see we're sitting at 31 degrees here in Valpo, so a very cold night. So if you have any plans of going downtown for dinner, definitely bundle up with a winter coat. And the fact is, the winds are actually making it worse with gusts up to 23 miles per hour, 41 in Benton Harbor. So with that wind, we can actually factor in the wind chill, and it's feeling more like 20 degrees here in Valpo and 20 degrees in Romeoville. So a very chilly night is expected over the next several hours. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kolton. There is currently a battle over bottled water.
And it's someone's special birthday today. Stick with us.
There's a battle brewing over bottled water from Lake Superior. A Minnesota woman wants to harvest water from a well on her lakefront property and sell it. But some neighbors are worried about the environmental impact of her plan. David Schumann has the story.
The water of Lake Superior is precious, even sacred, to people in Bayfield County, Wisconsin. In the town of Clover, better known as Herbster, signs declaring the lake not for sale are ubiquitous. They're a response to Crystal Myshek and her intention to sell bottled water from a well on her family's property.
We want to harvest our water on our property. Very low volume.
Crystal's plan includes trucking the water to Superior, Wisconsin, near Duluth, where she lives, to be bottled in environmentally friendly packaging. The county's Zoning and Planning Commission unanimously denied her permit, however, citing zoning issues and the proposal not being aligned with Herbster's long-term goals.
It's very frustrating. I am a third-generation property owner. My children will be the fourth generation, and it's important to me to leave that for them.
A county official told WCCO this application struck a nerve in the community and brought out more opposition than all previous applications that have come before the committee combined. That opposition includes the 2,200-person grassroots group Lake Superior Not for Sale, whose founders say they have a responsibility to the area's natural resources.
Water needs to be taken care of, it needs to be protected, and not sold and bottled for a profit for an individual.
Some of them also feel like she's not a part of the community and isn't looking out for the town's best interests.
She would be what we call a taker. She wouldn't be providing any reciprocating back to the community.
Another concern for Crystal's opponents is not knowing enough about the environmental impact on the lake.
What is that going to do to our water? What is it going to do for those that sustains their life with the fishing with the wild rice potentially.
Crystal's appealed her permit denial to the Bayfield County Circuit Court.
We meet standards. We don't impact the environment negative. We want to be here to help the environment.
In Herbster, Wisconsin, David Schumann, WCCO 4 News.
It will be soon much easier to reach the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. The Federal Communications Commission has approved an easy-to-remember 3-digit number for the lifeline. The current digit is 10 digits, 1-800-273-TALK. The new number will be 988. Both texting and calling 988 will be available. The change should be implemented by phone carriers by next July. The action is expanding access to the critical national hotline and comes as suicide becomes a growing public health problem in the United States.
Happy birthday, Mickey and Minnie Mouse. They both turned 93 years young today. They made their big debuts in the animated movie Steamboat Willie in New York on November 18th and 19th through 28th. You can mark the day by watching a cartoon featuring the pair, wearing a classic Mickey Mouse watch or t-shirt, or visiting a Disney theme park. Some fun facts: Mickey and Minnie both have their own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Walt Disney admitted privately in 1933 that Minnie and Mickey are married, but it's never been officially stated. Their original names were Mortimer and Minerva, and Mickey has a middle name, Theodore.
McDonald's is celebrating one of its most iconic breakfast sandwiches. The fast food chain says its Egg McMuffin is turning 50 years old. The sandwich has been on McDonald's national menu since 1975. It features Canadian bacon, eggs, and cheese between an English muffin. To celebrate, McDonald's briefly sold the breakfast item at a discount Thursday morning. It only cost 63 cents, which was the original price when it first debuted in 1971 in California.
Coming up after the break, Kolton Woods will have your full forecast.
And we'll take a look at this past week's Valpo sports. Stick with us.
Our Thursday weather headlines show we do have snow flurries tonight, but we're not expecting any accumulation with that. And then we do have a warmer weekend, but by warmer, I mean temperatures only in the 40s. And then we do have a colder week next week with highs in the 30s beginning on Monday. And currently we are in the 30s, even below freezing here in Valpo, with regionally we're sitting around freezing in northwest Indiana and also northern Illinois. And the worst part about this is it's also pretty windy today as well, 41 miles per hour in Bend Harbor. And with that, once you factor in the wind, we are seeing a 20-degree wind chill in Valparaiso and still low 20s regionally wide. So if you have any plans going out this evening, definitely bring a winter coat because it is very chilly outside. And our future temperature shows cooling down into the low 30s by tomorrow morning at 9. So as you head home, if you're leaving in the morning, it will also be very cold, so bundle up as you head out. And then by tomorrow afternoon, we'll only warm into the upper 30s, so a very cold day tomorrow as well. And then same story on Saturday. Once you wake up, it'll be in the mid-30s, but thankfully we'll get into the 40s on Saturday. So a little bit warmer, but still pretty chilly. Now our current radar, you can see we have lots of lake effect snow occurring across West Michigan. And we even have a little bit of snow flurries here in Valpo, but regionally wide, we aren't seeing extreme snow accumulations, especially here in Valpo. And you can see if we zoom in, we aren't having that much snow accumulation here, but the heaviest is definitely to the north of us. Now our future radar shows by tomorrow morning we will be seeing some breaks in the cloud cover, thankfully, so we'll likely see some sunshine as you wake up, with most of the clouds staying to the north of us in West Michigan. And then throughout the day, going into Saturday, you can see clouds will be building back into the region, so mostly cloudy skies are expected once again for this weekend. And then by Saturday evening, we could have a little bit of breaks in the cloud cover with some sunshine, but then a system will approach the area on Sunday, which will bring us rain showers, and then behind that, very cold air will arrive across the area. Now, if you're wondering about any snowfall accumulation, like I said, here in Valpo, we're not expecting any snow accumulation, but because of the lake effect, areas in western Michigan will be seeing that. So if you're heading that way over the weekend, like I am, definitely expect some snow accumulation there. And if we look at the winter weather alerts, you can see here in Valpo, like Alexa mentioned earlier, we aren't in a winter weather advisory, but areas further to the north are. So if you're heading that way for Thanksgiving break, expect some worse winter travel conditions. So for tonight, expect a low of 23, so a very cold night tonight with some snow flurries, especially earlier in the evening. And then tomorrow we'll warm up to 39 degrees as well. And then for the 7-day outlook, you can see we have dry weather until Sunday when rain actually arrives ahead of a very cold system, and then cold weather will arrive on Monday.
Thanks, Kolton. After the break, we'll have a recap of this week's past sports.
Your Valparaiso University Beacons welcomed some new faces into Valpo Athletics this past week as high school athletes across the nation signed their letters of intent for college. Valpo women's tennis received Elizabeth Sobieski, a Wisconsin native who won the 2020 singles state championship and helped lead her high school team to a state title in 2020 as well. Arriving as a freshman next year, she will be joining the Valpo women's tennis, who have just come off their winningest season since 2007. Valpo men's basketball also announced the newest addition to their team, coming in the form of 6'8" forward Maximus Nelson. Nelson, born in Wisconsin, averaged 20 points and 11 rebounds throughout the junior year and also holds first-team all-conference honors as well. Welcome to Valpo, Elizabeth and Maximus. For more information on athletes that signed to Valpo, visit valpoathletics.com or check out the Valpo Athletics Twitter page. Women's basketball sludged through a tough pair of back-to-back losses, but saw flickers of hope for their season from the team's young players. Last Sunday's 65-61 loss against Central Michigan was a field day for Valpo sophomore Leah Ernest, who became a persistent thorn in the Chippewas' side with a career-high 17 points, shooting 7 for 9 off the bench. Senior Maya Dunton punished Central Michigan's defense with a pair of early three-pointers, followed with gritty post play throughout the rest of the game. Valpo's Grace White couldn't keep her hands off the ball, with recording a team-high 7 rebounds, with Ernest right behind her at the 6. The women also faced down a tough Michigan State team, coming up just short, 62-73. The Spartans came out swinging, shooting 8 for 11 in the first 10 minutes of play. A dagger three-pointer by Leah Ernest cut the lead, but the Beacons could not retake the lead for the rest of the game. You know, I've been really looking forward to the basketball season so far. We are a couple losses down right now, but the last time the basketball teams were down 0-2 at the beginning of the season, we did go to the Sweet 16. So, you know, maybe there's a reason to hope.
And I've heard that Valpo women's basketball is playing some quite the big name teams right now, so it's exciting to see the women's basketball team getting out there and playing some well-known names, I guess.
For sure. For sure. After the break, we will have a final look at the weather.
Yeah, so as you head home for Thanksgiving tomorrow, it will be a very cold day, but if you're staying on campus, look forward to some rain on Sunday and then very cold temperatures beginning on Monday.
Thanks, Kolton. Hey, I have a question for you. This one came in from a viewer. Who or what are you thankful for this Thanksgiving?
Great question. I would probably say my family because I have no idea what I would do without them. What about you, Daniel?
I would have to say my family as well, but I'm also very thankful for everyone here at VUTV for being amazing people here.
It's really exciting to see who and what everyone's thankful for. And I know we're all excited to go home and see our families as we head home for Valparaiso University Thanksgiving break. Right, guys?
Yeah! Yeah. If you have a question for us, send it our way on Facebook or Twitter, and we might answer it. You can send us screenshots of forums, questions you've been asked, or questions that you have yourself. From all of us at VUTV, thank you so much for joining us this week. We'll see you next Thursday on 15 News.